So guys, I'm going to start posting more on here. We're going to start doing sagas. There will be an intro video. It'll most likely be this video every time, so get ready to hear the same thing every time. Try to keep it short and sweet. It's going to be sagas based off of my real life. I'm going to call it Growing Up with Two Moms and Being Transgender. There's probably going to be many parts and continue to have many parts as I am still growing up. I'm only 25. I still have two moms and I'm still transgender. So, I hope these videos become very informative for people, and I hope they just give you a reality check of what it's like for kids with gay parents, or also kids who happen to be part of the LGBT plus community. Other than that, sit back, watch, enjoy, and educate yourself a little bit. And we'll continue these until I run out of crap to say. Alright, it's been a little while since I've made a video for YouTube. I'm gonna start doing a series called What It's Like Growing Up with Two Moms and then Coming Out as Transgender. You guys do know a lot about my life, but we haven't really gotten into the nitty-gritty. And I feel like the more I talk about this, the more parents will see it and see maybe what their child's going through by rejecting them. Or maybe their classmates will see this and see what's going on when people pick on them. So we're going to start out with the first time I ever witnessed the first time I witnessed inequality. And the first time I ever witnessed it, I was in 2nd grade. My mom had come out as gay at this point. And in case you're confused, my mom was not always gay. I do have a biological father. We'll put that right out there. In 2nd grade, we were going on a class field trip to the zoo. My mom had volunteered to be she volunteered to be a chaperone. There we go. And signed all the paperwork, was ready to go. It was maybe a couple of days before the trip. It might have been 2 weeks. I can't quite remember. My teacher had pulled me aside and told me that she had enough chaperones and she didn't need my mom to come, so she was going to call and tell my mom. So I got home and my mom said, hey, your teacher called and said that you guys have enough chaperones and she doesn't need me to come. I was like, I don't know, Mom. That's what she told me. I don't exactly know what's going on. Mom goes, well, I'll give her a call tomorrow during her lunch break and see if she needs me or not. I was like, alright. So my mom calls. And the gist I got from it was the teacher pretty much told my mom that her lifestyle was not appropriate for a school building, because my mom was gay, or for a school trip. And my mom said, fine, if that's where you're going to be, then my child is not going to go on the trip. I will take my child to the zoo myself. So that's the first time I ever witnessed it. And I didn't actually understand what was going on at that point in time. My mom doesn't keep too much from me, so I knew the gist of what was going on. The principal was not happy. My mom and the principal and the vice principal know each other due to the fact that my grandmother was a lunch lady at the school. So mom talked to the principal, talked to the vice principal. This teacher was dealt with, and it didn't really ever happen again. Now, mind you, I lived in New York up until my grandparents passed away, both of them. So I lived in New York until I was about 11, I believe, and then we moved to Pennsylvania. And I was in 5th grade, and school hadn't even started yet. My mom told both me and my brother, do not tell the kids at school that your mom is gay. They will pick on you. So apparently Pennsylvania was not, and still really is not, a very open state when it comes to gay people. So for the longest time, I never told anybody. I didn't tell, you know, as a 5th grader, that's very hard to keep to yourself. It's very hard to keep something like that to yourself, because I wasn't embarrassed about my mom being gay. It had never come across me to be embarrassed that my mom was gay, just because I had grown up for years knowing that my mom liked women and dated women, and it wasn't particularly news to me. And I kept it hidden pretty well in 5th grade. I think I told one kid the whole time, and he really didn't say anything, didn't really seem to matter to him. It didn't, it didn't matter. When I moved from my one school in PA to the other school, when we moved in with my now stepmother, things were a little different. Very close-knit community. It seemed like everybody knew each other, even though we lived way outside of the town limits. It still seemed like people knew each other and talked to each other, and very close-knit kind of town. That's when things changed. I had slipped up and said something to someone, and they're like, "Oh, you have 2 moms? That's so weird." And it got around school, and nobody really said anything bad about my mom. They didn't call her a dyke or anything, but it was just weird to have kids not talk to me because my mom was gay. I had a few friends who decided all of a sudden they weren't going to talk to me anymore. They obviously are no longer friends, and they weren't from that point on. But it was very difficult as a 6th grader to be judged because my mom was gay. And I didn't really face too many other people who really said anything about my mom being gay. It never really came to the point where people said things to me about my mother. And that's just how it was. So yeah, that's the first time I ever experienced inequality at both, through my life for my mother. The next chapter will be on how I came out. So we're going to try to keep these to about 10-minute stories and just go from there. So this is the story of my life, and this is chapter 1, dealing with having 2 moms. I hope you guys enjoy. I hope this is very informative for parents and for classmates, and also people who are gay, bi, lesbian, transgender, questioning, non-binary, everything under the sun, you name it. I hope that this helps them realize that just because now they're getting picked on, or they were, does not mean that what they're doing is wrong, in the sense that the world likes to say. So yeah, we'll pick this up next week. I hope to release one or 2 videos every week for you guys, so you can keep up on the saga of what it was like to grow up with 2 moms and also be transgender. So have a nice day, guys, and we'll pick this up some other time.